And away we go. It is the Nightcap brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go visit our friends, Hail Mary Sports Bar in Cheviot, right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District, so you can walk around from bar to bar with your drinks, or you can just hang out at Hail Mary's. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall, food trucks on the weekend and sporadically throughout the week. And they have brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. And not only do they pour the coldest beer around, but they do so in 32.8 degree beer frosted glasses. Go visit Hail Mary Sports Bar in Cheviot. All right, Aaron. Thursday night. We're yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I'm too tired to care. Just got done. We were volleyballing tonight. They played a team that kind of whipped their butt on Saturday in the tournament that they were in, and they came back and they beat them today in straight sets.
Oh, it sounds like the football team. The football team here for the kids here also won. So
yeah, it's a good night. And then they swept. They won freshman, JV, and varsity. So
there you go.
Hooray! I'm tired. I got radio tomorrow. To get this thing done, I'm going to bed. Right. It is time, now that we are back on our grind, back in our weekly schedule, it is time for our weekly feature, 3 Keys, Thursday nights. Aaron and I talk about our 3 most important things that will lead the Bearcats to victory. Aaron?
Well, I want to start off by saying that the spread on this game is Cincinnati favored 31.5, and the point total is 53.5.
That would make sense. They don't expect our opponent to score much.
Not a ton, but 31.5. Oof.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, you never know in these games are so stupid. Like, I get why they do them, but it is what it is.
Well, my 3 keys to victory, they're pretty easy this week. Number 1, show me what you got, little mama.
Little mama.
I want this to be like a homecoming dress, if you will. I want it to
easy.
I want them to show enough, but leave plenty to the imagination. Just saying. But no, I mean, they did a lot of things this offseason. They put everybody through the hardest offseason by many counts they've ever been through, and I want them to show us that the product is better. And I think that you have an opportunity. You don't have to go out and set a record like Emory Jones did last season. We saw where that got the season, but I just want them to look like they are a well-oiled machine. And I think
you're not supposed to look like a well-oiled machine in week 1, Aaron.
You are against Towson. In any case, pound the rock. I don't even care if we air the ball out very much. Of course, we want to see some passes. We want to see some chunk plays, all of that. But you have built this team around running the ball, and I want to see them do exactly that. And I truly hope that we don't see all that much of Corey Kiner. I want to see, the guys behind Corey Kiner being able to do all of that. And I think you guys talked about it last night, you and Dave. But if you take these guys out when you're up, 3 scores, take the starters out when you're up like 3 scores, and let the second team mass subs. One of the new features on the new update on college football this morning, by the way, for those who are gamers.
Xavier Henderson in the game.
He is, but you can now mass sub as well. So I want to see those mass subs, and I want to see just run the ball plenty. Disciplined defense. You're going to give up plays. I expect them to give up plays, truthfully. I don't think it's going to be a perfect game. That said, I want to see them not doing things that we saw last season. I don't want to give up a crazy deep ball again and again and again. And I don't want to see them give up penalty after penalty after penalty after penalty. So I want to see what looks like a disciplined defense. I expect them to give up some plays, but as long as they are playing just disciplined. I think that's going to be an improvement from what we saw last season, and I think that'll set the tone for what you can do this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think even more than, and I'll get into it a little bit with mine. Like, you're starting a new quarterback, you're debuting an entirely new defense. This thing's not going to look pretty. Like, it just, I don't expect them to come out and look like, they've been at this like they're on game 5. You know what I mean? But playing a team that you're significantly better than, so there is a little, give and take in that where, you expect them to be physically far superior to what they're facing. So
yes,
that should show itself, right? Like, I guess the main thing, like, don't be sloppy,
right?
As opposed to looking like a well-oiled machine. Just don't look like, you guys just met each other in the tunnel before you got down to the field. So
it's not a pickup game.
Right. All right. Here we go. I guess that didn't work real well. Test the depth. And I don't mean test the depth when you're up 3 scores. Right? Test the depth early. I want to see all 6 linebackers. I want to see all 6 or 7 safeties. I want to see what your rolling situation is going to be like at corner. Like, that's
defensive
for the
line.
Defense. Yeah. I want to see your defensive line depth and what that potentially looks like. Just don't be in a situation and like, you want to get your starters as much action as possible. But if, they've talked a lot about, and you can even go to Keegan's article today on the safeties, and they've talked about rolling guys. Well, okay, let's see it right away. Like, first quarter, first drive, second drive. I want to see a bunch of these guys on the field, because if you're serious that you're not going to, just run your starters into the ground like they had to do last year, I want to see what you got. Offensively, show some balance. Yes, I want them to, like you said, pound the rock, but I want to see a little bit of what Brendan Sorsby's got conducting this offense from the pocket. I don't necessarily want to see what he's got as a runner yet. We can save that for week 2, week 3 down
when
the
you
road.
Need it.
Yeah. But I do want to see him dropping back and spreading the ball around and finding 4, 5, 6 different receivers, getting this, all the starting wide receivers worked in, getting the tight end worked in, some passes to the running backs. So yeah, I do think the run game should be, the primary focus, but I need to see what this offense looks like when it's in the hands of Brendan Sorsby, and then see the D. Let's see what Let's see what Tyson Vite's new defense looks like. Let's see what this 3 safety look with, a hybrid kind of DB linebacker in the middle of the defense. Let's see, this defense that was so effective at Iowa State for so many years. Let's see what Tyson Vite's version of it looks like, and see what the communication and the discipline looks like, and how these guys are passing off if they're in zone. I asked the child, no lie, as soon as we walked in the door, I have to do a nightcap. Will you take care of the dogs? And she disappeared. Didn't take them out. Didn't do a damn thing. She's up in her room on her phone.
Kids.
But yeah, I want to see how effective this defense can be against an inferior opponent. It should dominate. Like, we have heard for a long time since he was hired about the benefits of this defense.
Right.
Go out there, put it on somebody. You should be more talented at every position than Towson.
All of the positions. I'm with you.
So
looking around the league right now, though, as we still got a couple minutes here. There have been some games tonight. Of course, we'll get into some depth on some of those. They're all still ongoing. UCF is up mightily on New Hampshire. Kansas is destroying Lindenwood. Colorado, North Dakota State is very interesting.
Yeah, Colorado just scored to go up 4. Let's see if North Dakota State. That was the thing that Dave and I talked about last night. Like North Dakota State has been in a bunch of these games. They were not going to be scared. They were not going to walk in there and like look at Shadur Sanders and Travis Hunter and be like, "Oh my God!" They were going to be like, "No, we came here to win."
North Dakota State. I would feel like is equivalent to Wyoming. You don't really want to see either of those two teams. Your first game
in their last 7 games against FCS opponents, they're 6-1.
North Dakota State or Wyoming?
Schedule them, huh?
North Dakota State.
North Dakota State, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I would fire my athletic director if he scheduled them.
I guess it depends on how long ago you had it scheduled, but
right,
what that buyout cost.
Did you see 2 touchdowns for Miles Montgomery in that? Of all the losses, that's the one that I think probably could sting the most. And like I said, that was the one guy they wanted to keep, and he wanted to get back to Florida. But interesting one tomorrow night, TCU Stanford.
I also didn't get to Utah up over Southern Utah by quite a bit as well.
40 or 28-0. Sorry.
Yeah.
Friday, TCU Stanford. That's 10:30 on ESPN. So looking forward to seeing TCU. I think there's going to continue to be regression under Sonny Dykes. You all know where the Bearcat Journal team stands on old Sonny.
TCU favored by 9. I will never take that. Not even against Stanford.
Yeah. Probably the biggest game in the Big 12, without question, is West Virginia, Penn State. That one's at noon on Fox.
West Virginia pulls off that one. If they pull that one off, they are certainly a viable candidate for Big 12 champion.
I think that schedule's too tough for them.
It's a tough schedule, no doubt about it. But again, if you can upset Penn State,
if they get beat handily, you might be Cinderella wondering where the slipper went after saving Neil Brown's job a season ago. I can't, like Dave said, I can't erase that conversation that we had with Chris Anderson, who was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if last year was real or if, they played a favorable schedule and they took advantage of a favorable schedule. And now everybody's hyping them up. Let's see, because they got a bunch of tough ones. South Dakota State, Oklahoma State, Towson, Cincinnati, North Dakota, Iowa State, UT Martin, Kansas State, Tarleton State, Baylor, UNLV, Houston, Abilene Christian, Texas Tech, Southern Illinois, BYU, New Mexico, Arizona, and then Wyoming at Arizona State.
So games to keep an eye on. I will say this, just looking at the spreads. Arizona State only favored 7 over Wyoming at home.
Mm-hmm.
Houston only favored 2.5 over UNLV at home.
I think UNLV wins that game.
I think you're right. And I guess the biggest surprise here, Oklahoma State is only favored 9.5 over South Dakota State at home.
Yeah, that would have me scratching my head a little bit. Like, isn't Oklahoma State returning a ton?
Apparently
their quarterback is back. Ollie Gordon is back. Like, maybe they lost some defense, but like, I don't know. That one's a head scratcher a little bit, but
yeah,
they didn't build those big buildings in Vegas on accident.
And then Penn State favored 7.5 over West Virginia at West Virginia. So,
yeah, I'm fascinated by that one.
Yeah, you lose by 2 scores at home to open your season. maybe the wheels fall off real quick.
Yeah. All right, that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to bed. I got radio tomorrow. We'll see you Saturday night. Game 1. Go time. This is the Nightcap.
Wait.
Brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya.